Hi class. So I'm sure that you're a little bit intimidated by your first homework assignments. I just wanted to show you a problem because I know that the financial statements can be tricky when you first get started on them. So I'm going to go over in a few different videos, the income statement, the statement of retained earnings, balance sheet, and then I'm not going to show you the statement of cash flow in depth, but I'll show you a little bit about the statement of cash flow. So I'm going to go through problem 171B, and this is from the textbook on page 51. And I chose this problem because it goes through all of the financial statements, well, at least the first three, the income statement, the statement of retained earnings, and the balance sheet. And I'm going to do each of them separately. But first, before I even get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read through the information given. In your homework system, it kind of chunks the information for you. So if you prefer to see kind of the big picture and all of the questions that are going to be asked, go into the textbook, find the problem that you're assigned, and in the back of each chapter, so chapter 1 is the first right here, P1, tells us this chapter 1 problem, and it's problem 71B. So you can go and read through problem 71B in chapter 1 and see exactly what's going to be asked of you. So first things first, assets and liabilities of Full Moon Products, Inc. So this is the company that we're going to be preparing financial statements for. As of December 31st, 2018, so this is their period end. And revenues and expenses for the year ended December 31st, 2018. So I know that I'm preparing financial statements for Full Moon Products, Inc., and that their year end is December 31st, 2018. So I'm going to be preparing financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2018. So they are a calendar year end company, and we're showing revenue and expenses for the period from January 1st, 2018 until December 31st, 2018. For their balance sheet, because the balance sheet is out on a specific date, which is the end of that company's period, it's going to be as of December 31st, 2018. So all of that information was just in that opening sentence that they gave you. The next thing that I'm going to do before I even get started on preparing the financial statements is I'm going to look at the information that's given. So the hardest part in this class is figuring out what information goes where when we're talking about the financial statements. We're throwing a lot at you with going through the financial statements first. The financial statements are the big picture. This is what we're presenting to investors, potential investors, to creditors, people who have lent us money, people who are thinking about lending us money. And this is us showing what's happened during the period, our year end for this case, what we have left over, so what assets and liabilities and our owner's equity portion as of our year end. It's a historical look back document that we're showing, and it's kind of a glimpse of what happened during a period of time. When we prepare our financial statements, each of these categories that we have has a very specific place and a very specific reason. And for all of this information, it's going to fit somewhere into our financial statements. First things first, I'm going to look at the names that they give me, the titles of these accounts. So we have equipment. I know equipment is an asset. Interest expense is an expense. Interest payable is owed. It's a payable, so it's a liability. Accounts payable, again, an amount owed, a liability. Salary expense, and a cost that's been incurred by the company. Building, a building is an asset. Cash, an asset. Common stock. Common stock is representing the ownership of our company. So people who have invested in our company and we've issued them common stock. Common stock is a stockholder's equity account. Land, an asset. Notes payable. We've borrowed money, a lending, a liability. Property tax expense, cost of owning that building. We had to pay property tax expense. It's an expense. Rent expense, we had to pay for that. Accounts receivable. Accounts receivable is an amount that's owed to us from our customers. It's an asset. Service revenue. Service revenue is what we've earned from providing services to our customers during a period of time. Revenue. Supplies. Supplies is an asset. We purchase the supplies such as staples, staplers, tape, pencils, pens to provide services to our customers. If we didn't have that paper or pen, we might not be able to process some of the information and provide that service for our customers. Supplies is an asset. We have it available to be used in the future. Utilities expense. I have my electricity on right now. I'm incurring the expense. I'm using the electricity. It's an expense. So once you have those identified, then you can go through and say, okay, if it's an asset, assets are located on which financial statement? If it's a revenue, revenue is on which financial statement? Expenses, etc. That's part of the battle. That's the first half of the battle. And once you have that, it helps you a lot to get started on those financial statements. So the next video I'm going to create is going to be the first financial statement that we always prepare, which is the income statement.